assignments. I asked that you explore you explore the control panel, the settings. Did you do it?
Fifi, I was not able to access the YouTube again after our talk. And
yes.
You removed it.
Yes, because I didn't know. I didn't know that I was not supposed to make it public.
Private. I thought you would just make it private.
Yeah, I made it private.
So how do we access it?
Okay, then unless I'll need to find out how I'll be able to do that with YouTube.
Oh.
So maybe after this lesson, I'll need to share it with your email.
You didn't share the document with us, so you didn't share the presentation. No,
I sent it to your email. No, I shared the presentation this morning.
Okay.
But I'm now trying to build everything up. So if I share it in bits and pieces, it will really make much sense. That's why I shared.
It's the entire presentation for the course. The entire.
Yes, I shared the details, the login details for the guide.
Yes.
So in the meantime, you can use the guide whilst I take my time to build the presentation.
Yes, you shared the guide. You shared the guide, not the presentation, right?
Oh, I shared. Check your email. I even sent it to you on WhatsApp.
I'll check.
So maybe you can forward it to them for the first session.
I'll check.
Because I want to build it in a way that will make it easier for you guys to implement.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking is for computing the fundamental concept, we will do level 1, 2, and 3. Then once we finish with that, we go to digital citizenship. We will do level 1, 2, and 3. Then I've created some custom tests on level 1 with a geometrics practice test. Then we go through that just to consolidate our understanding. Is that okay? Okay, good. So Kelechi, did you do the assignment? Babatope?
Very honest. I'll be honest to you. I didn't note it down. If I had noted it down, I would have gone back to it.
You would have done it.
Yeah. I'm really sorry. I'll go back to that. Maybe you should.
Okay.
No, please just pardon us for today.
It's fine. It's fine. So we'll just do a quick recap from the previous lesson. What went well, what didn't go well, and how best can we improve on that? Yes. So we talked about can we recall?
Operating system.
So what did we say under that?
Well, that is the brain of the computer.
Yes, I'm listening.
You are listening.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
All right, okay.
Because this is what you should do with your student before moving on to the next lesson.
Okay, let me see. Okay, let me answer that. The operating system, we said it's like the manager of the system that manages the hardware and the software components of the system. It tells it how to coordinate or how they work.
Okay.
To give a better output. Yeah,
that's it.
Then we also talked about let's if it continue like then.
Okay.
I'm not looking for where I noted things down. I like to note things down.
Okay.
Once I note it down,
at least you'll be able to go back and that's fine. Okay, Baba Tope wants to come in. Baba?
Let me add to that. We learned about the operating system, like has been rightly said. And I remember one way you described or illustrated the operating system is that the operating system is like the house where we live, and that without the house, there is no way we would do that. We wouldn't have anywhere to put, whatever stuff, that we have, talking about the furniture, fittings, equipment in the house, so that the operating system is like the house that, governs or manages all these other components of the computer, both the hardware component, the software component, and what have you. And of course, we looked at is it the web operating system now, the mobile operating system, the embedded operating system, and we say that for the mobile, this is the operating system that is designed to work on our mobile devices, like our phones, tablets, and what have you. And of course, while the other one has to do desktop computers, and of course the embedded has to do with software that's specifically built into appliances, devices for specific task, like a vehicle and some of our home appliances, electronic appliances that have been automated, that so that's the embedded and generally the operating system manages the interaction between the the hardware, the software, the, what do you call it now, the input device, the output device, and generally stuff like that was what we discussed the last time.
Wow. You really nailed it. Okay, Ify, the boss lady.
I started now.
You started. Okay.
I started talking.
So I will continue from there.
Yeah, just continue.
That's fine. So I will share my screen, and I love the way Babatope, summarize everything and talking about input and output devices, which I did not even talk about, and that is one of the sessions we'll be looking at in today's lesson. So brilliant, that is good. So we are still on the level 1, which is the knowing bit. Okay. And today we are going to identify digital devices and connections. So now we have an understanding of the operating system, the various types, and we also know that the OS manages, more like the manager of the entire system that manages the software and the hardware components. So now we're going to look at our digital devices. How do we identify them, and what are the connections involved? Is that okay?
Yes.
So you use different devices to interact with the computer. So we have the 2 broad categories: input devices and what? Output devices. Okay. And with the inputs, we say that they are devices that send information to the system. Okay. And output brings out information to us. So right from the top of our head, we know that when we use our keyboard, we type, we are sending stuff into the system. So it's an input. And when we use our mouse, our touchpad, as we move our fingers, the mouse pointer also moves on the screen. So that makes that what? An input device. Then you're able to see the screen and you see a presentation. So that's output. When you print stuff from your computer system, it comes out as a soft copy into a hard copy. So that is output. You are able to hear me from your speakers. So that is output, something coming out. So your headset, if he's using one, your headphones, AKG, I think you're also using one. Yes. Aha. I don't know if Babatope is using headset or just on speaker. So that is also what? Output. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you explain this to the student in this form, they will enjoy and they at least, oh, okay, So it's really not difficult. But if you bore them with a technical definition, then you're not going to get anywhere, so that they'll be able to explain it on their own. Then we have the touch screen. So our touch screen can also serve as inputs and outputs at the same time. So as you touch, you are sending signals, you are getting the feedback. So they are special because they do both. So you can touch the screen to give information to the computer, and the screen shows you the results. So it's instant. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're still on input devices. So keyboard we know is one, and which is the main tool for sending information to the computer. So you use it to type data, run commands in the program, and keyboards can be physical or virtual. And I believe you know how to get your virtual keyboard. So in a situation where one of the keys on your keyboard is not functioning, as an IC3 digital literate individual, how do you use the computer without impeding performance? So if, let's say, my letter QWERTY on my keyboard is not working, and I don't have the money or the resources to buy a new keyboard to replace what I have, I should be able to use the computer with a virtual keyboard. And we know how to access that on screen keyboard. So you go to start, then at least you type your on-screen keyboard, then it pops up, then you use it. So this can also be an accessibility feature. Yeah. Okay. So that's our virtual keyboard. So keyboard comes in different sizes and shapes. So some are designed to be more comfortable and to prevent hand injuries. So the ergonomics part of it. So many keyboards also have special buttons for controlling music and videos. So some of the keyboards, when you combine some of the keys, which is FN and maybe F7 for mine, it will reduce the volume of the system. If I combine FN and F8, it will increase the volume if I'm playing music. So we have those special buttons that the keyboard can do. So this is an example. So we have our control key. Let me bring up the pointer. Okay, so we have our control key, then we've got our window key, then the alt key, our cursor movements, function keys, escape key. So we are already familiar with this, and we have the numeric word keypad. But it's been a long time since I saw this part of the keyboard. Most of the new ones don't come with it, but you can at least combine it with the keys here to get your numbers. Okay. So the standard Windows keyboard has different types of keys that do different things. So the typewriter keys, these are the regular keys you use to type letters, numbers, and symbols. Okay. So the ASDF up to Z. Then modifier keys work with other keys to make shortcuts. So on a Windows keyboard, they include the Windows, the Alt, and Control key. On a Mac, they include the Command, Option, and Control keys. So if I combine my Windows key on my keyboard plus the letter E, it opens my File Explorer. So at least you need to let the students know that when you combine some of these keys with other letters, then it performs an action for you. So we term such keys as what? Modifier keys. Is that okay?
Yes.
Then we have the
what combination did you just say now?
Windows plus
the
Windows plus the E, the letter E will open your File Explorer. Okay. Then the Windows plus the letter D to send me to my desktop. Okay. Then let me come back to my presentation again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah, those modifier keys now,
Yes.
Control plus S, Control plus D, Control plus C, right?
That is
paste, copy.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
Is it okay now?
Yeah. Thank you.
So the Control, the Alt, and the Windows for Microsoft is the modifier key, but if you're using the Mac, is the Command, Option, and Control keys. Is that okay? So these are modifiers. It performs action when combined with other keys on the keyboard. Okay. Then we have the function keys, which is F1 to F12. So it can do something special like a shortcut depending on the program you are using. So that's the function keys. So you need to let the student understand that, okay, these are the various types. Then you let them try out in combination with other keys. Then maybe let them go to Google. Okay, how can I combine Windows and other letters? When I do that, it performs a particular function. So it also depends on the application you are working in. Okay, but at least Control C is standard across all. Copy, Control X cut, Control V paste, Control B bold, Control I italicize, Control U underline. So at least once they get to understand this, then it makes it easier for you as an instructor. Okay, then we have the cursor movement or numeric word keypad. So if you check the standard keyboard that I used, on the right, we have the num lock. So once you turn the num lock on, you'll be able to use the numbers on the right of that particular keyboard. And if you turn it off, then it means you cannot use it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So keyboards connect to computers using a USB connection, which can be wired or wireless. And we know that our laptops come with inbuilt keyboards, but you can connect another keyboard if you want. So some keyboards also connect using Bluetooth, which most laptops, tablets, and smartphones would support. So maybe if you are a data analyst or maybe a data engineer, when they do their setup, they have about 3-4 different screens where they extend their systems screens to those individual monitors, and they want to relax in the couch. So they have, a Bluetooth enabled keyboard connected to the system, then they can at least control the system within a particular range, maybe about 50 meters or so. Then they can also have at least a mouse, which is also wireless. And we have this device called a transceiver, which is plugged into the USB to be at least sending information or transmitting signals to the system. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Aha. Then some tablets also come with special keyboards that can be attached and detached. So at least we are aware of this. So that is that for the input device, keyboard, sending signals. So you need to let them understand the various parts of the keyboard, the modifier keys, the function keys, and the cursor movement and the num lock. So once they have that understanding, at least they know. That is why we are looking at knowing input device. So keyboard is what we just want to know. Okay. And then the mouse, which helps us move the pointer. So as I move, you see the laser moving on your screen. So this is a touchpad. Those who are used to the old mouse, they can use the trackpad and all of that. So there's an example of it. So this is our scroll. You can use it to scroll. But they have different types of mouse that people use. The gamers have a different type they use for their games. So it depends on you and the sophistication you want to go with. But at least a standard person using a computer will just need something ordinary like this. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and I also think that the roller at the bottom of the mouse, I think they phased out. Now it's more like laser. Okay, yeah. So we don't have such mouse in the system. So a mouse usually has two buttons. So the left click and the right click, and we know what it does. So you can practice with the student. When you do a double left click, it opens or activates something on a screen. Just a single will just select. Right click opens more options. So these are very basic things they need to know. And there are other more mouse actions. So as you present it to them, they also practice. So you hold down the left mouse button and move the mouse to select or move things on the screen. Then you let them do it. So right drag, hold the right button to move or copy items, and the menu will pop up when you let it go. So you can try that with them. Then scroll wheel, if you happen to have one, then you scroll through pages or zoom in and out when holding the control key. So these are some of the tricks they need to know. Then the thumb button, some mice have a button on the side for extra tasks like opening a program. So that can also be used if your mouse happens to have that particular functionality. Am I moving too fast? Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, good.
It's okay.
Please, what's the thumb button? It's come with the thumb button. What's the thumb? Some might have the
thumb button on the side. So,
okay.
Let me see if I can get you a picture of it. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. So you see the side?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So some come with a thumb button for special, effects. So
what
those who
for?
are for gamers, those who are into games.
Oh, gamers. Okay.
Yes, the gamers love such sophistication. Okay, so let's move. So to use the mouse, hold it with your palm down and your index finger on the left. This we all know how to do, right? So I'm just yes, explaining that. So you can get a mouse with a wire, traditional or without wireless. So a wired mouse connects to the computer with a cord, while a wireless mouse has a separate connector or uses Bluetooth and needs batteries to work. So we've got our touchpad, let you move the mouse pointer on your screen by using your finger. So it's on laptops, but you can also get one to use with a desktop computer if you desire. So we have like a mouse, we have two buttons, the left and the right buttons on a mouse. So that's a picture of a touchpad. Then how do you use a touchpad? So there are various technicalities. Maybe you can use your two fingers. Then you double tap, then you can scroll through pages. So this, they'll just need to practice. So you place your finger on the touchpad and slide it in the direction you want the pointer to go. Then if you want to select an item, you just tap it once or click the left button. Then if you want to activate, you double tap quickly or you double click the left button to open or activate the item. And if you want to drag an item, you hold down the control, then you move your finger on the touchpad or double click and drag the item to a new spot. So you just click and double click, you hold it down, then you drag, then it will be moved to a new spot. Then right click will open a menu, move the pointer over an item and click the right button below the touchpad. That's it. Then we have a stylus, and I believe we've used stylus before. Can anyone explain its function and where they might have used it before?
It's a stylus on a. Okay, do you want to say, Kelechi? Please go ahead.
No, what you want to say? Go ahead. What you want to say?
Okay, I've used it on I've used it on, yes, I've used it on a tablet before.
On a tablet?
So, yes, okay. And it's used to scribble instead of typing, or using your fingers. It's used to write in, it's like an e-pen.
Okay.
And navigate, across the interface of the device.
Okay, perfect. But I happen to have one here with me. So I do teach mathematics as well. So if I want to teach online, I have this device. So that's my writing pad. So I'll connect it. Then I'll just open my OneNote as my whiteboard, change the pen, then I'll teach math, economics, then off I go. So that is an example of that. Okay. So let's continue. We are everywhere. So, so it's a tool that looks like what? A pen, okay? And use it instead of your finger to tap and select things on what? A touch screen. Just as, yes, if he explained. And I think yeah, so that's a picture of it. So if you don't want to use your finger, you can go for the stylus. But I'm used to the finger if you are using it on your phone. So how do we use a stylus? So if you want to select, you lightly press the stylus on the screen to choose or activate an option. So if this is a challenge, so it means when you start a product, you need to get some of these devices to be showing them so that they have a feel of it. Then they can go out and sell the program to others. For that, it's practical. It's not just theory. So dialing phone numbers on a smartphone, starting apps on a tablet, writing or drawing on the screen, and stylus often looks like pens, but can come in different shapes and what styles depending on the device or the manufacturer. Okay. So they are sometimes called digital what writers. Yes. So it's also what an input device because it sends signals to the system. Then we come to a touch screen, which is both input and what output at the same time. So it's a display you can control by what's touching. Mine is not a touch screen. And tablet and smartphones use touch screens to let you interact with them. Then some laptops and standalone monitors also have what touch screens. So that's a picture of it. So how do we use a touch screen? You use your finger or your stylus, move your finger or stylus around like a mouse, tap items on the screens to select or activate them. And we have our virtual keyboards. So tap on screen keys to type. Just as we open your WhatsApp, then it comes with its virtual keyboard. Then you can be communicating with your colleagues. So what are the pros? Easy to use for many tasks. Lets you interact directly with a screen. And the downside is typing can be slow and uncomfortable over time as compared to using a standard keyboard. And it can be hard to select small items or find what commands, especially if you have big fingers. Trying to tap on a particular icon will be difficult. Or selecting items tricky because everything is close together. That's it. Then we have our microphones. So you speak through the microphone, then I can also hear from the speaker. So the microphone is serving as an input. It's receiving audio signals. Does that make sense?
Sorry. Hello, Fifi. Are you looking at two different screens? Because your attention just changed now. Are you looking at two different screens? Yeah, you're not looking at us. I don't think you're looking at us again.
Yeah, I'm looking at two different screens so that I'll be able to see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
if I focus here, then at least this is where my screen is, but I want to see the participants.
So
I've extended my screen. I've got about 3 computers here. So I've joined on another computer and looking at you. Is it okay?
I'll come to, okay, you're not in Ghana anymore. Okay,
yeah.
Don't worry. I'll come to UK soon.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay. Then. So then let me focus my attention here. So with the microphones, it receives what? Audio signals. Yeah. So when I speak, you hear.
Yeah.
Through your speakers. So the microphone records sounds and turns them into digital information for your computer. So it can also turn your spoken words into text on the screen using what? Special software. So if I open Microsoft Word 365, we have under the home tab, we've got the audio where you can dictate. Okay. So the 365, I can dictate. So hello, this is a training session. So as I dictate, this system picks up the audio signals and get it into Microsoft Word. Simplicity, I'm done. So it's a demonstration. So you see, microphone is picking up the signals. Now I can stop. Boom. Does that make sense? So at least they know that, oh, it's input, it's receiving. You've demonstrated, they've understood. Perfect. That's it. So these are the various types, microphone, our headset comes with microphone and all of that. Okay. So the objective 1.2 still on microphones, how microphones help. So we have voice recognition. So with our iPhones, you can say, hey, Siri, then the iPhone will be waiting for the command. Open this, open that, do that. So software can change your spoken words into text. And this is helpful for people with what special needs, because the computers have also been designed for accessibility to those who more or less are physically challenged. So if the person cannot type with their fingers, at least with the accessibility feature, you activate it. You tell the system, open Microsoft Word. It will open it for the person, even though the person doesn't have fingers. Then, okay, dictate this for me. And the person will just dictate and the system will just type everything out. Save, then it will do it. So that is the accessibility feature. So if you remember the diagnostic test that we did, it was in there, right? So that accessibility option is there for us to use. So microphones in computers. So for desktops, they are not built in, but can be bought separately. So most of our desktop computers, you need to buy them. But for laptops, it's built in.
Built in.
Yes. So the camera, you see, there is this when you look at around the edges of your laptop or near where your camera is, I think there is a small button. Sometimes they put a microphone there that you can speak to it, or you can find a microphone symbol around it. Okay. Then buying microphones, you can get different types and what qualities. So those doing TikTok videos, they have these special microphones they buy. Then when they are interviewing people, then you see them holding it, or they'll just put it around their shirts. Those YouTubers doing live shows and all of that. So they have these nice microphones which they use. And you can also buy maybe one for yourself if you don't like the inbuilt one. If you don't like the quality, you can just go and buy. But the quality is okay, so I don't need to buy a new microphone for this. Is it okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then headsets often have good quality microphones. So if your headset, Kelechi, your headset, the microphone is perfect because it's clear and you can hear whatever you are saying. Then we come to a monitor, right? So the monitor is what we see. So it's on your screen. It displays whatever is happening on your system. So a monitor is an output device that lets you see what the computer is doing. So as I tap on my buttons, my presentation, you see the text. So it has a power button and controls for brightness and contrast to adjust the screen. But most of our laptops, it's part of the system. So once you turn it on, everything is on. But for the desktops, you need to please turn on a particular button for you to use it. Okay. So that is an example of a monitor. Do we have questions up until this point? No questions? I think if you left the meeting, probably maybe she will join later. Okay. Then our types of monitors, we have the sizes. So monitors comes in different sizes. So bigger screens show larger images, but are more expensive. So if you have the money and you can afford a bigger screen, why not go for it? But it's expensive. Yeah. Then the resolution comes in is how clear and sharp the picture is on the screen. So higher resolution means better quality, but also a higher price. So if you want quality, you have to what? Pay for more. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Abatope, I believe you're following. Okay.
Yes, sir. Very much.
Okay. Good. Then we have it seems you are writing in Kelechi, but I'll share it with you anyways.
Okay.
Do you want me to pause so that you write, since you love to write?
Don't worry, go ahead.
I should go ahead.
I'm not copying from it. I'm just like
okay.
things down.
You're just okay, taking notes. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm not copying it.
Okay.
I'm actually taking screenshots. So I'm just like using something.
Okay, that's fine. So we've got our touchscreen monitors. So some monitors have touchscreens or technology. So you can use your finger or stylus to select things on the screen instead of using a mouse or keyboard. Okay. So now we come to what?
Printer.
A printer. So it's output. So it gives out information. So printers turn what you see on the screen into a printed copy when you click the print button. So you can choose different options like how the page is what position, landscape or portrait, the size of the paper and how the paper is fed into the printer. So you just need to know that, okay, printer is an output. Why is it an output? Because it gives out information. So whatever we have on our system, it can be printed. So once it's printed, we have the hard copy, and it's the job of the printer to bring out those hard copies. Okay, so this is an example of a printer, inkjet printer or a laser printer. So we come down to the types. So inkjet, good for everyday what printing. Then laser printer, fast and great for lots of pages. And photo printer is perfect for what printing pictures. All-in-one printers can print, scan, and what copy. So depending on your business need, then you go for the one that will suit your need. So they just need to know about this, but we'll go into details as we progress through the levels. So level 1, this is level 1. We go to level 2. Okay, level 3 we do. Okay. Then we have our projectors. So the projectors show what's on your computer screen on a bigger surface. So when you go to the movies, maybe movies in a park, a big park, and they'll have a big screen, then a small laptop and a projector. Then you see like, wow, this is nice. So like a wall or a screen so that everyone can see it clearly. So they are often used in classrooms or for what? Presentations. That is what we use projectors for. So how does it work? So it connects the projector to your computer using a video cable. So this way you can control the slides on your computer while everyone else watches on the big screen. So in class, at least you should have a projector to demonstrate what you're saying. Oh, okay, now they've seen it. You've talked about it. Then it sticks. So once they get the understanding, they don't even need to read them because the exam is more of an application. It will be based on your understanding of the concept in order to answer the questions. But if you say you're going to learn this by rote, true and poor, it's not going to help you in the exam. Then that's a nice picture of the projector. Then we've got what speakers. So speakers will play the sounds from your computer like music or videos. So the quality of the sound depends on the file type. So whether it's an MP3 or a WAV file and the quality of what? Your speakers. So if your speakers are not good, obviously the quality coming out will not be good. So some speakers are separate and plugged into the computers. Others are built into the computer, especially in laptops. So the one I'm using is built in my laptop. So as you speak, I'm able to hear you through the inbuilt speaker. But if for one or two reasons the inbuilt is damaged, then I can just go and buy an external one and use it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's an example. This one uses USB to get extra power from the system. So we have so many different types. You do a Google search, you see so many different types. Some are very fancy, expensive. So depending on your budget, then you go for one. So it's an output device. Then we have the headset. So people often use headset to listen to music or talk to others. So just as Kelechi you're doing, you're using your headset in this meeting. So it's a microphone, which is inputting your audio. Then the headsets also outputs where you can hear what I'm saying. So some headsets come with a microphone, so you can also speak, which is useful for gaming or making calls. So that's a nice example there for you. Then we have cables and ports. So we have connectors and what? Connections. Connectors and connections, cables and ports. So cables connect devices to your computer. So one end of the cable plugs into the device and the other end has a special connector that plugs into the computer's port. Okay, yes. So we have common ports on a computer. So you have the video port. So these ports let you connect monitors, projectors, or TVs to your computer to see what's on the screen, right? So you can have your HDMI going into the port on your computer system so that you'll be able to see it on a bigger screen like your TV. Or you can also connect it to a projector. So it has two ends. One will go to the device and one will come to the computer. Then we have the network ports. So if you go to an internet cafe and you're not using Wi-Fi, you need to connect using a network Ethernet connector, like the RJ45 going into it. Okay. Then we have
like
the audio
LAN.
port. Yeah, local area network, the LAN connector. Okay. So that is maybe Cat 5, Cat 7E, Cat 6, Cat 5E cable. Okay. And they've been terminated with RJ45s. So that will also go into the network ports to give you access to the local area network and even the wide area network and extends to the internet. Then USB ports, which are also very common ports that allow you to connect many different devices like printers, scanners, cameras, flash drives, keyboards, and what? Mice. Is that okay? So objective 1.2.3, so common ports on a computer. So at least you've seen it. So we have our HDMI. You see there is a pen, right? And this is what? This is a hole. So the hole will go into the pen. So even computers understand male and female principle. And we as humans, we are championing gayism and lesbianism. And even with computers, they know.
Foundations for their
yeah. So this world, I don't know, things are getting out of hand. But hey, who are we? So these are the ports HDMI and the network ports we talked about. So this will go into the RJ45. So in this case, this is a male and that is what? A female. So the computer understands these principles. Then have our USB. So this is a pin. So obviously this is the male and this is a hole. So that's a female. So female connector going into a male what? Connector. So it's funny, but if you explain it to students like this, they will laugh about it, but it will stick. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's very well understood.
Yeah, that is it. So if you are connecting, you need to check, is this a male? Is this a female? Because if you don't know this principle, you might destroy a port. So you need to check, why am I connecting this? Does it fit? So I don't know if one of you can get in touch with. Yeah, but okay, I'm listening.
No. I mean, I just agree with what you said. I say even if care is not taken, whether you damage the port or you damage the cable, trying to force things in. If you didn't
That
get
is it.
That
is it. Yes. If we lost you there, everything
Sorry,
okay?
Yes, everything's fine.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, great. So
it's about calling yourself, or maybe
sorry, so sorry. Thank you.
No problem.
I'm back.
Okay. And we also have USB standards. And this, what I usually tell my students is they don't need to commit it to memory. But for the purposes of the exam, they can commit some. You might never know. But I don't think it's necessary to put the speeds in your head, something you can easily Google and get the answer. Does that make sense? So that you channel your energy on thinking critically about solving problems and memorizing facts. Does that make sense?
So what if we are asked about this?
Yes. So for the purpose of the exam, you have to commit to memory, but I'm not going to do that. You have an upcoming exam. So you have to.
It's not nice.
So 2.0 is 48 megabits per second. 3.0 super speed USB, which is color coded blue, 5 gigabits per second. 3.1 Gen 2, 10 gigabits per second. It's still blue. Ports and usage, desktop me, I will not commit to memory, but you have to because you have an exam.
Can't we Google it off?
Yes, you can Google. That's what I'm saying. You can always Google to find out. But in the exam, you cannot
on
Google.
the day.
Everything has been locked down. So you can't get out of the exam environment and Google because you have proctors around looking at you. It doesn't make sense. But hey, just to let you know, you have to commit to memory. I am not going to do that. Okay?
All right, noted.
Okay.
Wait, please, can you go back? Please go back.
Okay, let me go back. Is it okay?
Yeah, just
so let's say 48510. Okay, maybe
are
2.0.
this everything? Are this everything?
Yes.
Okay.
The speeds you need to, the USB standards you need to commit to memory. Okay. Then we have cables and ports. So cables connect devices to your computer, laptop. I think this is hard. So these are some of the examples, the different types. The Type C, then the bolt charger for iPhone. But I think most of the devices now are using Type C. And even iPhone 17 Pro, you can charge it with your Type C. So it's more like a universal standard now. Okay. Then, okay, so this is a case study. So let's look at this. The physical part of a computer are called hardware. Hardware can be found connected to or inside the computer. Hardware that is connected to a computer is called a peripheral device, okay? Devices that send information to the computer are input devices, and those that receive outputs from the computer are output devices. Which of the following peripheral devices are input devices? Select the three options that apply. So we have scanner, monitor, keyboard, microphone, headphones, projector, speakers. So which of these are input devices? We want three of them. And why?
We have scanners,
keyboard,
we have microphone.
Microphone.
That is it. So you got it. That's it. And still on connectors and connections, we have the Bluetooth. And I think we used to have infrared, but I think it's out of the system now. You remember a lot of it, those days?
Yes.
Yes, we have infrared. In those times, you use a phone with the infrared, you are, there. You are the ish. Wow, technology.
You were a big boy then if you that had that infrared quality.
That's good. So
at
least
Bluetooth.
Come again?
They're not strong as Bluetooth, like the range.
Yeah, the range, yes.
Yeah.
As strong as their Bluetooth.
Sure.
And now iPhone using AirDrop, you see? So technology, they keep advancing. So Bluetooth lets devices like phones and computers connect without wires. Yeah. So accessories like headphones or keyboards must be paired first. It can help make hands-free calls or share files, but not all Bluetooth devices work together. So usually what I've realized is Apple's Bluetooth does not work with Android Bluetooth. I don't know why they do that.
At all.
Get it? They're self-centered.
Yeah, Apple, why?
Because of their security, their firewall and all of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
The firewall, their security.
They are some way.
No form of nonsense. No mediocre nonsense.
They've built the brand, Okay. Yeah. So that is that for that. Now let's look at software. We discussed software, but let's now get into the details. So up until this point, if you have any question, please let me know, or any contribution to add to this, and maybe how best you can teach this to maybe the first cohort that starts the IC3. Yes.
Okay, so Fifi, is more like we are in a house. I just got into the house for the first time, and I don't know. I don't know where I belong in the house. Like I don't know whether I'm in the master's bedroom or I just know I'm in the house. Okay, so I want to understand in this part of IC3, where are we in the bigger framework? Where are we
in the bigger framework?
What are we dealing with? Do you understand? I hope my grammar is not so much. What are we trying to? I'm just trying to
understand your question.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that I want to know. Okay, we are under computing fundamentals. We are this. We are this. Because it's a lot. Trust me, we are thinking of a lot of things at the same time. So we're not just thinking about this.
Yes.
So please just bring that. And this is where what we've covered, this is where we are, and this is where we are going to.
Yes. Okay.
In few words, yeah.
Okay, so we are looking at the computing because we are looking at level 1 of the IC3 digital literacy. So that is where we are at the minute. Give me a second. Let me find this so that I can explain further. Level 1. So under level 1, we are looking at technology basics.
Okay.
Okay. So that is level 1 technology basics. And we've looked at access and navigate between digital environments, which we did in our first meeting. Okay. And now we've looked at identify digital devices and connections, which we've done, input, output, cables, connectors, and connections. And we are moving on to the third objective, which is explain fundamental software concept. So once we finish with that, we look at fundamental hardware concepts. Then we look at fundamental operating system concepts. Then we look at fundamental networking concepts to conclude the technology basics of the level 1. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Then we will move to level 2 of technology basics. And under level 2, we look at customizing digital environment. So that is when we start doing. So we will move from the knowing to the doing. Then we use a personal digital calendar. Okay. Then define higher level technology concept. So how do you schedule appointments using Google Calendar? We will explore that. Identify and explain common hardware adjustment and explain core printer concept and identify digital devices and what connections for the level 2, the technology basics. Am I making some sense? Then we move to the level 3 of the technology basics, where we evaluate software and hardware devices. And we identify, troubleshoot, and resolve technical problems with assistance, and also understand selected software concepts. And that will conclude the level 1. That will conclude technology basics for level 1, 2, and 3. Does that make sense? Is it okay?
On that computing,
solve problem.
And that technology basics.
Is technology basics under computing fundamentals?
No, computing fundamentals is for the IC3 GS6.
Oh, okay.
Then we have key applications. Then we have living online. That is the GS6. But the GS6, we have level 1, 2, and 3. And for each level, we will need to go through technology basics, digital citizenship, information management, content creation, communication, collaboration, safety, and security. So what I'm trying to do here is when I pick technology basics, I need to exhaust level 1, 2, and 3. So once we've exhausted that, you know that we are done with technology basics. Then we will take a test on it. So I've prepared some tests for us to even try today, if we have the time, to see how far we've come. Does that make sense?
Yes, please.
You
said one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Can I go ahead? Okay, I was saying that
yes.
You're trying to tell us that, like, for level 1, there are like subtopics or subsections. Like you have for tech basis, you have digital citizenship,
yes,
content creation, up to like 6 of them, right? So for level 1, you take all of that. Okay, 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
For level 2, you take all of that, and then for level 3, you take all of that. Okay.
That is it. That is it.
Okay.
Is that
so
okay?
Like no, for level 1, we're gonna know. We'll know for all of them. For level 2, we begin to apply for all of them. For level 3, we're going to solve problems. So
that is it.
All of them.
Yes. So I want to change the pedagogy by focusing on technology basics. We tackle level 1, 2, and 3. Then we are done with that. So that way,
instead of going back to it.
Back to it.
Yeah.
So that way, when we start the test, your attention and everything is on the technology basics for all the levels.
Oh, I see.
Then you will appreciate the connection. Oh, okay. Now we know software. Now we are customizing. So now we need to lead. How do we lead? Okay, inviting teams, doing this, then it will all make sense to you. And if you teach it that way, it will help your students from experience. Because I've been teaching this for quite some time now, and I realized that doing it this way will help the student much better. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
That is it. So once you've been finished with level 1, technology basics, then you let them take a practice test just to gauge the understanding. Yeah. So we say that the hardware makes computers powerful, but software is what makes them useful, right? So the operating system help us use the hardware, and programs let us do many things like write documents, make charts, solve problems, shop online, or edit videos. So apps can remind us of appointments or help us find our way when roads are blocked. So some software is installed directly on a computer, while cloud-based software runs on the internet and can be used from anywhere. Aha. So I just want you to picture the journey, our first meeting, and how it's progressing. So it's like a story. Okay, so we are now getting deeper into it. So software, we have application programs which have been designed for a particular purpose. And even with application programs, they need to meet certain hardware requirements. I cannot go and install Office 365 on a Pentium 4 computer. It's not going to work. Or on a computer running a 32-bit architecture, it should be a 64-bit architecture. Am I making some sense?
Yes.
So programs can be free or costly. So now we are getting into the details. Okay, we know we have operating system software. We know we have embedded. Now we are getting into the details, application. Okay, so how do we get a program? Some you pay for it, some you don't pay. So can be free, can be costly, and it needs to fit your task and budget. So productivity programs help you create documents, chat, videos, music, or websites. So it is now drawing our attention to other programs like the Microsoft Office suite, so Word, Excel, PowerPoint. So always compare programs to find the best fit for what you need. Is that okay? So now they give us word processing. What do we use Word for? So it's not just for typing. You need to edit documents in a professional manner. So what can you do in Word? So this is not learning by rote. You need to know it to be able to use it. So you can add pictures, you can use tables, you can create charts in Word. So popular programs like Microsoft Word, so we have other versions, Word Perfect and Pages for Mac, which will help you make letters, newsletters, flyers, and more. So that is an application program designed for a particular purpose, which is different from the operating system software, which manages and coordinates and controls the interaction between the hardware and the software. Is it making sense? Yes. So this is just an example of the newsletter. So when you open Word, then you can explore. Then we have spreadsheets. So our Excel, so we use it to calculate, organize, visualize data, make chart, analyze, and all those co-mininis. So you can use Microsoft Excel 365 online, Google Sheet online, and it will let you work with others online in what? Real time. So collaboration, right? We are using apps in the cloud. So this is not on your system, but it can be accessed through the web browser. So you're telling them, oh, okay, so this is how it works. I know my hardware, I know my software. So these are application specific. It helps me become productive. Okay, then why don't I learn how to use it properly? Then this is where you sell your Microsoft Office Specialist program to them. So now IC3 will open the door. Okay, then when you get to networking, oh, they are interested in networking. How do computers communicate? How do I create LAN? Then I can use my Cisco packet tracer to let you understand, okay, I can communicate to this computer. Then it builds interest in them. Okay, let's look at the IT specialist networking program. Then you see, you get them to do the programs back to back, whilst you equip them with the skills for the job. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay, so that's what our spreadsheet for you. Then graphic designers, so those who want to do Adobe Photoshop and all of that, that's what they also go for. So graphic design and image editing, then you can use that. But I'm not good at Photoshop. I'm not a designer. I use Canva a lot. So that's what I use for my flyers. So those who are gurus in Photoshop, please try and teach your student. Then video editing, you can use Adobe Premiere Pro. We even have Windows Movie Maker to edit your videos. iMovie for those using what MacBooks, and some apps on our phones can also be used to what edit videos. So this is a picture of a Windows Movie Maker used in editing what videos. This I can do because I teach it to students that I prepare for the IT A level for the IGCSE. Cambridge. So now we also have another one, which is the presentation software, like our slides. So the PowerPoint, Google Slides, Apple Keynote version, which works on what? MacBooks. So you create slides like award certificates. You can just do so many things with it. And that is what we're currently using for this session. So assuming I open the guide and I was just going through with you, how would you feel about it? It wouldn't feel good just for me to open the entire book and let's go through. You get bored along the line. But at least with slides, it moves. At least something will grab your attention. A picture will pop up somewhere, and you get feedback from the students and all of that. So the PowerPoint comes in here. Then you do your presentation. So now we come to what? The web. So for web apps, we have some which are online. So the Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, the Google Workspace. There's also a popular web app platform. Okay, so your Google Docs, Google Slides, where you collaborate with people online, and everything you do is saved automatically. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So there's an example. So when you go into your Google account, you click on the 9 dots, which is the app launcher. You have access to all these words. So your Drive, your Google Meet, your Play Store, your Gmail, your contacts, your photos, your calendar, my business news, whatever. Then when you go to your Drive, at least you have at least 315 gig used. Then we have the options to create docs, Google Sheet, Google Slides, Google Forms, and more. Are we okay? Okay, good. So most web or mobile apps come with pre-installed apps like a web browsers. So when you buy your phone, it comes with certain pre-installed applications which you can use for your phone. So most devices already have the app to access the default store pre-installed. So you don't need to do anything about that. Then we come to the proprietary software. So the different types of software which you need to know for the exam. So proprietary is owned by some company or an individual. So you need to pay to use. So Microsoft will not give you the 365 for free. You need to subscribe. for a year. Every year you need to pay for using it. And we have, I think, if you mention one free one that you were using, the one you were using on your phone, Microsoft
WPS.
WPS. So that is free. LibreOffice is free. So that is what open source software. So the free ones are open source, and it can be used by anyone. And even the code for developing the program is shared freely. So you can even go there and make changes and add to it, but you don't need to pay for it. So the Linux, FreeBSD, React OS, all these are many versions of Android. Okay, though some include proprietary apps. So some of these apps, people are just they just want to give to the community. They develop it and just leave it. Okay, everybody can have access and do whatever they want to do with it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we have the proprietary software and you have the what? Open source software. These are the various types. Then how do we even obtain the software? So those days you need to get a CD, right? Or the DVD to install. But now everything is in the cloud. You just go download, then you install. But the caveat here is whenever you downloading a software, please go to the vendor's website. So if it is Microsoft Office that you want to install, you need to go to office.com to sign up for an account and download. But don't go to another website to get the software. Sometimes they come with viruses. Okay. They attach viruses to it, then you install and it infects your system. So always make sure you go to the one who developed the website, the software for the file to download. Okay. So how do we install software? We know that you just, after downloading, you double click, right? Once you double click, it pops up like this. Next. I agree. Then, bam, you are done installing. So you can at least demonstrate this in the class. So when we get to the level 2, that is when we do. But now this is about knowing. Okay.
Yes.
Then how do we? Yes, Babatope.
Yeah, I just want to link this now to where we started from on Saturday, the foundation, talking about installation of applications. You can only do that as an administrator when you are the administrator of that account. That's when you can do that. If you are just a user might not be able to install or uninstall applications on the computer system.
That is it. Yes. So I like the way he's linking it. So on the computer, we have 2 accounts. Thank you very much, Babatope. So if you're a standard user, you cannot install a program. You need to be an admin. So it has to be an admin account to install a program which will affect all the users of the computer. So I like your approach, Babatope. Thank you. So if you're teaching it like this, your students will love you and appreciate you for the connection. Yeah. So if you want to install an app on your computer, you go to the App Store, right? You can go to the Play Store for the Android. Then those using iPhone, you go to your App Store. You know how to do this. You search for the program, you tap get, or install, update. Then off you go. So after installing and you want to take it off, you hit on what? Uninstall. But usually when you install, then you see open option activated for you. You tap on it, it opens, then you use it. Are we okay with that? Okay. Then before you do anything to the software, you need to agree to the EULA, which is the End User License Agreement. Okay. So if you don't agree, if you don't agree to the installation of the software, you will not be able to install. So there are certain things we usually overlook. Once we see, skip and accept, whether it's going to damage your computer or not, we don't read. So we need to also find the habit of at least reading through the license agreement to make sure that what am I agreeing to? But usually we don't read. We just click I accept, next. Then we stop.
It's usually read and too tiny,
I wanted to ask. I wanted to say that.
Hi. Just that. Let's be going.
I'm listening.
If he used to read everything, say the truth. He used to read all the agreement.
No, I don't. I've never read the agreement. I'm being honest.
Why is it that they always make it very lengthy? That you cannot.
So tiny.
Yeah, because because of legal actions.
You don't have any option.
Yeah, that is the thing. Because I just want to use the program. So why should I come and be reading the agreement? Please don't tell your student to let them read. See a good example. Let your student read, please. I'm a bad example. So please, don't follow me. Okay, so there is a case study. So software applications are programs that tell the computer what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So most software is available for download from the internet, yeah? Which statements below are true about downloading? Select the two options that apply if I'm downloading. What does it mean? A, B, C, E. Downloading is the same as streaming. Downloading requires an internet connection. Downloading is when you receive files or data to your computer using the internet. And downloading is when you send files or data from your computer using the internet. So which of the options, two options are right?
Yeah.
Require B.
Okay, so you need an internet connection. Okay, that is correct. Then which one again?
And
what?
C.
C. Aha. So downloading is when you receive files or data to your computer using the internet. But when you are streaming, you are not downloading. You are just watching it live. Nothing is coming to your system. Yes.
It doesn't stay on your computer. It just passes through your screen.
That is it. Aha. And when you say D, downloading is when you send files or data from your computer using the internet. But if you're sending, you are uploading.
Uploading. Yeah.
So that's not download. Is it okay?
Yes.
Is it? So now we come to desktop computers. So desktop computers are designed to sit on or under a desk and come in two main types. Okay. So we have the Macintosh, which is made by Apple with a monitor and a computer in one case, running Mac OS. And we have our personal computers, which runs Windows. Yeah. So we say that desktop computers are powerful and stable with lots of storage. Okay. And the memory can also be upgraded, unlike our laptops, which is inbuilt and has only small expansion slots. But with your desktop, you can at least have about 4 memory models where you can just change them and upgrade it. You can change the hard disk to maybe 2 terabytes, 3 terabytes. But with with the laptop, it's quite difficult trying to expand it. So they can play music and video, and many have strong graphics and sound card. So the gamers love desktops and laptops. Okay. So desktops are also easily upgradable, allowing you to add or replace components like storage, video, or audio cards. So we have our normal PC Windows, then we have the Mac, which is everything is inbuilt. Then you just connect your keyboard to it and you are good to go. Then the laptops or the notebook computers, which is inbuilt, self-contained, blah, blah, blah. It includes hard drives and memory plus a rechargeable battery. Yes.
So you are saying because you are saying that so if you want to advise a school on which to go to, especially when they're trying to set up their ICT lab, you would advise them on the PCs. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
But how about the flexibility and the mobility? How about the mobility?
Yes, so we have, okay, it depends. Because if it's a laptop, and it also depends on the student you are dealing with. Okay. But if they are young adults, they have the common sense, you can go for laptops. But for teenagers, maybe from 10 to about maybe 13, 14, 15, 16, they don't have that common sense to manage the system. So if you get them laptops, before you realize within a year, they would have damaged it. But if it's a desktop, at least the monitor is there, the keyboard is separate, the mouse is separate. The system unit is also seated somewhere. Are we making some sense here? So you go for this, or you can, we have this new system where we term it as end computing. So they can have a server, and we have monitors connected to one server. That can also be implemented, end computing. Maybe you can research on that. End computing for schools. That is also perfect. It reduces the cost.
In computing.
Yes, end computing, end for nanny. End for nanny.
Okay.
And computing. You can research on that. So if you're setting up a school, yes, then you can have just one big system unit, which is feeding
And
about five laptops, sorry, 5 monitors. And they can all have separate accounts on the system and use it seamlessly. But when it comes to running exams, and computing will not work. So unless you get standalone computers for certification exams. Is it okay?
Can I add to that, please?
Come again?
Can I add to that?
Can you do what?
Add. She wants to add to what
you're saying. Yes. Add, please.
Okay. What I'm saying, like, yes, like you said, which is better, laptops or desktops?
Yeah.
Like a country like Nigeria, where some part of Lagos or say some part of Nigeria suffer like light issues. You know, why I said some places don't suffer light issues.
Okay.
You know, yeah. So some parts that don't have, if you install systems and you don't have a good backup system like UPSs,
yeah.
You know, if students are working, probably they have just a time limit of like maybe 20 more minutes. 20 more is even too much, like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And they have to stop whatever they're doing. But if you have laptops, I'm talking of secondary school, these laptops can serve them for the next 30 minutes or even an hour, depending on the strength of the students. I'm just trying to compare them that they have their pros and their cons.
Yes. And depending on your situation.
Depending on the situation. If you don't have light, if that area suffers a lot and you cannot start powering generators at that moment.
Yeah.
I thought there used to be USB, like even for
the
UPS.
Oh, that's what I said.
Uninterrupted power supply.
To like max 10 minutes. It's maybe 5 minutes. You know, but laptops.
But a laptop can last 1 hour.
Okay.
So yes, Babatope, I'm listening.
Lend my voice. Yes, we are looking at the pros and the cons of, using whether a laptop or the desktop. Now, I believe we are talking, in the context of setting up a computer laboratory, ICT lab. Yes, it's good to consider, power supply, which is very, very key. But at the same time, we also need to consider the cost, of maybe maintaining or repairs, as the case may be, these devices. Because like you rightly said, that, children who are not so mature yet might not be disciplined enough. What am I trying to say? It's much easier. I mean, it's easier to get the laptop damaged than the desktop. Depending on the handling. So I would still want to believe that if we put all the factors into consideration, the desktop will still be more cost effective One, I think it's cheaper these days to get desktop systems and laptop. And then two, whether desktop or laptop, you still need power to power it in the first place, right? Okay, with a USB, yes, you can get to solve that issue, that problem.
Intermittent power supply,
And then most schools, also any school that has its onions, that wants to set up an ICT lab, will also be wise enough to think of, having backup, power option by way of generator, solar, or whatever power supply they want to use. Of course, we all know that Nigeria today, power is a major challenge. That
we have to run.
So I think the desktop might still be more cost effective, and looking at durability, so that's just it.
Yeah,
it depends on multiple factors. There's no one size fits all. It depends on the factors, affecting the school, the level of learners involved. So you also have to look at a lot of factors. So
it all comes down to that. So as consultants, maybe you get a consulting gig for a school, then you can sit down with the stakeholders and explain all the pros and cons based on their situation. Then if the budget can support it, they go for it. Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Fifi, can we run with this time?
For me, it's better to understand it, and to implement it than to rush through. Do you want me to rush through?
No, not that. It's just that you told me something and the time is already 12:30.
Yeah, it's already 12:30, but I just received an email that she's going to come around 1. So I'm just waiting.
Great. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So don't worry. As soon as I see her entering the office, then I'll just
call
it up. Yeah, just let you know. So it's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So at least we have our laptops. Now we have Chromebooks. So Chromebooks are also good for students. So just like the Android. So
what's the difference? These Chromebooks, they say.
Yes.
So I've not really dived into how do they look. Is it like the normal computers?
Yeah, it's like the normal computers, but they are running the Chromebook operating system. Okay, and that is from Android, which is Google. So they run the Chrome OS. So it looks like the Android phone. So when you open Android phone, you have your Google Chrome, right? So you see the Google Chrome browser, then the apps like Google Docs, Google Sheets. So those apps that you can install from Play Store can be installed on Chromebook. And all the apps are in the cloud, so they run it from the cloud. So it's not like our normal desktop, like the Windows operating system, where you can have that flexibility to do so many things. So Chromebook just limits you to just research.
It's limited.
Yes.
I noticed that the Chromebooks they don't even allow some functionalities like coding. You cannot use them to code.
Yes. Because it doesn't have that support. Yeah.
These are what they use in schools now.
Yes, in schools. Yeah. So for the kids, then they'll add it to the school's network and limit certain things.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
They can't browse, they can't go outside that school environment.
Yes, that is it.
Well, how about it? But schools now learn coding. Schools do coding now.
Yeah, they do. They do. Schools do coding.
So do they? So they can't use the laptop now. They can't use.
Yeah, they can. So they will need to use Windows for that.
Yes, Windows.
They need to use
That's
Windows
what I'm saying now.
You can't use Chromebook.
You can use Chromebook. Then we have our tablets that we use. Yeah. So this so I don't need to worry so much about that. So you can tap, swipe, and type on a virtual keyboard. Oh, I think my meeting is coming up. Oh, so we will need to end. Sorry about that. Then maybe we will continue tomorrow. Okay.
Can you share? Can you give us the test so that we can work on it?
No problem. No problem.
Okay.
I'll do that. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Take
All
care.
right. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Mm.